Welcome to how to do a high to low plank with Romy, also known as the Chaturanga. Okay, so this is a move that if you take a lot of yoga classes, you'll hear the teacher say, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, high to low plank, inhale, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. And some of us are like, wait, what just happened? That was fast. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take a few minutes here to break down the Chaturanga, high to low plank, and then the up dog to down dog transition. So it really starts from a high plank pose. So you'll plant your hands underneath your shoulders, okay? Step your feet back. So high plank, hips are in line with shoulders. Press firmly down into your floor or your mat, wherever you're at. Pull your belly tight. Okay, now pull your shoulders, your lats down, eyes down at the top of your space. So we have a really solid foundation here to work with. Always a good idea, right? Solid foundation. Now from here, I'm gonna back up a little bit so you can see this move. Before you lower to a high to low plank, the most important part here is a shift forward. Okay, so you'll notice my heels were pressing back in high plank. Now before I lower to high to low plank, you'll shift forward to your toes and then pin your elbows in and lower. Now the reason for that is so that your elbows stay stacked at a 90-degree angle and your elbows stay stacked above your wrist. So see here, if I don't shift forward and I go down, see how my elbows are not in a safe position there? We'd want to avoid that. So shift forward, then lower for joint alignment and safety. Inhale, upward facing dog. You'll come all the way to the tops of your feet. Press into your palms to lift your chest. So literally the only thing on my floor right now are the tops of my feet and the palms of my hands. Knees lifted, belly tight to protect the low back. And then exhale to down dog. Use your core strength. Press through your palms to lift your hips up. So that's really hard to do. You can see that I'm out of breath. I'm starting to sweat just doing it one time. If you're still working on building strength, there's a couple of things that you can do. So number one, when you hear a teacher say high to low plank, you'll come from high plank, still shift forward, then drop to your knees, okay? After you shift forward, drop down to your knees, then pin your elbows in at your sides and lower halfway. Same thing from here, upward facing dog. So flip to the tops of your feet, press down to lift your knees, press through your palms to lift your chest, and then exhale to down dog, use your core. Another thing you can do is to just hold high plank. Just hold nice and strong. And then when you hear your teacher say, exhale, down dog, you can meet the class in down dog. And then I'll finish here with just a couple of exercises that you can do to build strength in the muscles that you need to stay really stable and strong when we do a high to low plank. So I'll just give you two things. The first thing, I just call them child's pose push-ups. So from child's pose, hips back, arms extend out. You'll inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press back. I'll show you from the side. Okay, so from child's pose, inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down, elbows tight, elbows tight. Inhale, back to tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Do those every day. Do like 20 of them whenever you have time, and you'll build strength in the muscles that you need to get to a high to low plank nice and safely. The other thing that I didn't talk a lot about, which I just remembered, is the elbows have to stay in really tight in a high to low plank. I'm sure you noticed that when I was doing it, but a lot of people want to bring their elbows out. We want elbows really tight, heart pulling forward. Okay? And then the other exercise that you can do to build strength in the upper back are just little cobra poses. So you'll come down, tops of your feet on your mat, hands under your shoulders, eyes down at the top edge of your mat or your carpet, wherever you are. Just inhale, lift, press through the tops of your feet, pin your elbows in at your sides, just like we do in a high to low plank. Little to no weight in the hands. You can have a little pressure there. Squeeze your glutes, press your pelvis down, and then exhale, lower. Inhale, little cobra, squeeze the elbows tight, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, release. And just play around with that to build some strength in the spine. All right, happy high to low planking.